We're going to spend the morning/afternoon looking at the requirements for special inspection, specifically focused on what a design engineer needs to know about both what the special inspector does and what they do themselves. If you have any questions as we go through this webinar, please, again, go ahead and put your questions in the chat. I am also interested in finding out from you how many of you are design engineers, how many are special inspectors, how many might work for a building department as a structural plan reviewer, or an inspector. So if you could right now put into the Q&A what you happen to do, or if you're part of a large group, what the majority of your group happens to do. So right now I'm seeing a number of design engineers firms coming up on our list. So sounds like this will be a good focus for everybody. We also have some special inspectors showing up as well. So we'll focus on what is within Chapter 17 of the IBC. I'll mention briefly where content from ASCE 7's load standards comes in as well. But most of this talk will be about what's within the IBC. We'll be using the 2024 IBC. Right now, the Special Inspection Manual for the 2024 edition isn't complete. I'm actually working on it now, so it will be done during 2025, I expect, and available if you want that. But the changes are minimal. We were originally just going to do a supplement, and that's why I'm behind. So they are small changes. If you have the 2021 Special Inspection Manual, you have everything you need. So as far as what we will cover, just sort of generally, what is special inspection? What's the definition for it? Then who ends up being involved in the special inspection process? There may be some people you don't typically think about. We will look at what the jurisdiction is doing for inspections versus what a special inspector is doing. We will look at the entire spectrum of structural special inspections and also at structural observations that you as the design engineer might also be doing. And then lastly, we'll briefly look at how alternative materials fit into this, primarily because there are alternatives out there that aren't within the code that require a special inspection as well. So you may have a special inspection trigger occur because you're using a post-installed anchor and a foundation that will add an additional special inspection to your statement that you wouldn't otherwise have if you were using cast-in-place anchors. So we'll look at things like that at the end. There will be 2 breaks, which we will see as we get to those slides. So special inspection, what is the definition? It's not actually defined in the IBC. And it basically is an additional inspection of materials and workmanship that goes into detail versus the jurisdictional inspection that's just making sure that everything that was on the plans is in that location. Special inspection dives into a particular material or system to make sure that it has been built correctly. And most of them are structural, but some are in the realm of the architect. And when it comes to the architect telling you that, yes, you should be doing the statement of special inspections for the fire and life safety requirements, they really should be back to the architect. They know what needs to be done for the sprayed fireproof or fire-resistant materials, hopefully, or a smoke control system. That's not something that you're looking at day to day. It's definitely something on their end. But I've heard many engineers say that, yes, they end up receiving that information instead of the architect doing it, or receiving a request at least to write about it. As far as the special inspector goes versus special inspection, that is the person who is actually doing the inspections in the field, whether they are soils, geotechnical, a structural material, sprayed fireproof fire resistant materials, you name it, that special inspector will be doing it for a material that they happen to know deeply. They are often a person that comes from the construction side and has spent 30 years working with concrete and knows it deeply, and therefore is able to check to make sure, is what is on the plans actually what's being built? Did the plans follow the requirements of ACI 318? Were there any additional special inspections that you're requiring that need to be done? They're going to be familiar with all those. There are some instances where special inspections may be done by design engineers, and we'll get to those. They tend to be the ones where, I guess I'll say the special inspections fall closer to what the building department also does, and so we'll talk about that oddity when we get there too, and why the special inspections end up having a broader group looking at them.